All right. Good morning. It's about 4 o'clock a.m. on Friday morning, September 6th, 2024. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Just checking my analytics or such. And, well, thank you. Appreciate your time and effort. I got 161 subscribers. I think it was 87% male, 13 female. U.S. and Philippines are still the top two watchers. But I added a few. Hello, Japan. Never seen you there before. Yeah, anyway. This is William from Williams, Philippines, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day and a wonderful start to your weekend. I'm just finishing up mine. This is Sunday morning to me. It is what it is. Coffee. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you for your watch time and taking the time to watch my insanities. I appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't got to the teeth yet. I'm still dentureless. So, anyway, I hope everybody is having a good day and such. It is your weekend, and may it have a lot of food and a lot of good times with your friends and family. I've come to realize I've got a lot of stuff, and I got more stuff than's going to fit in my suitcases that I'm thinking, I need to take this, I need to take... Yeah. I've got, 4 suitcases, 1 carry-on, and a backpack. I'm only planning on carrying 2 suitcases, a carry-on, and a backpack. So I got 2 suitcases full of stuff that I need to take and get rid of. Yeah. Be even better if I could get that down to just 1 big suitcase. But I don't know how to do that. Yeah. It's like with my ham radio, it's and a bit of equipment to go with that. If I just bring one of them, is pretty much gonna, that and a little bit of, cameras and such would take up, pretty much you would fill up my whole carry-on without trying. If I put a little more stuff in there and such, it'd take up a whole checked luggage. Sorry. So, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I don't know. I've got to figure it out. Yeah. A lot of stuff that I don't need. And how am I going to tote it around on a scooter if I go riding a motorcycle? It pretty much means I'm going to have to find some place to park stuff. That or not bring it. Or pay a buying box to bring it over. I mean, I was planning on a few of those anyway, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to try to get rid of some stuff. Part of me wants to, just sell everything and show up with a carry-on. Maybe a carry-on in just the one. But, I don't know. I got a lot of thinning out to do. And I haven't even got close to, figuring out everything I need to bring and getting everything into a suitcase and then paring it down. Yeah. And I still got so much stuff that does need to go. and haven't even got all the stuff into a suitcase yet. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start, I guess, boxing stuff for buying boxes and see what do I really want to bring, and is it worth spending that much money on it to bring it as opposed to buy it over there. I mean, it's kind of like with my cast iron. I've got a lot of cast iron. I've been collecting cast iron for 40 years plus. You know, it's one of my, I've still got one of my first frying pans. Matter of fact, it is my first frying pan. It and the lid. And I've had it forever. Like I say, about 40 years. And it's a good frying pan. I mean, cast iron is good. And, well, I was listening to some of the health things talking about the nightmare of aluminum and what it does to the brain. How it collects and, clogs up the hypothalamus, anyway, one of the brain parts, it collects there. And that makes you a lot more susceptible and kind of induces Alzheimer's and a lot of other mental issues. And yet, here they are putting it out there as this is good to use to cook with. Yeah. Aluminum, cooking, no good. I don't like cast aluminum. I don't like aluminum pretty much in any way of anything that has to do with cooking. I'm a cast iron fan. We've been cooking with cast iron for, 1,000 years, easy. Probably even more than that. The copper, big thing to cook with. Bronze, another one, yeah. I don't know. The bronze is probably a little questionable, but copper's good for you to, it doesn't have the issues that I know of. So, yeah. And with having all this cast iron, do I really want to leave it here and not bring it with me? I think that will definitely be something that goes into a buying box. At least most of it. I think I might actually bring my one cast iron because, well, damn thing's been with me forever, and you never know when you might need to smack somebody in the back of the head to educate them a bit. Cast iron works. You women know it. Yeah, sometimes guys get a little stupid and need to be educated. Well, don't think that men can't use it either. Yeah. But yes, cast iron, it is a good, good to have to cook with. I've got some other stuff to cook with and such. And I have issues with the Teflon. I don't like Teflon. The ceramic stuff is better than Teflon. But I don't have any of that. I've either got stainless steel, copper clad, or cast iron. And none of it's cheap. I don't know. Like I say, I'll end up pretty much throwing all my cast iron into a buying box, and once I figure out where I'm going to be, because you don't want to tote cast iron around. That stuff's heavy. It's nothing to play with. Yeah, just saying, it is what it is. And yeah, I'm probably going to have to end up paying a extra fee on one of my check-ins so that I can put some stuff in there. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but damn, there's like I say, there's so much cast iron. I like buying box will get it, but I don't want to have to spend a bunch of money to buy a bunch of stuff I already have, unless it's real cheap, you know. Cheap plastic plates, I'll buy them there. But you know, a good butcher knife, a good paring knife, I've got them. You know, to have to take and get rid of those just to buy new ones, and yeah. So there's a couple of them I would like to bring with me. I've got some, you know, good knives for the kitchen. Why would anybody want to have a bad knife, a cheap knife? Those things hurt you, especially dull ones. If you can't keep a knife sharp, why do you have it? I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand you have to sharpen them, but it should hold to sharpen at least long enough to do most of a day's work for the house. Should hold a week at least on just a household. Now, if you're actually using that thing as a butcher knife and, you know, butchering a hog or a cow or a goat or a few chickens, yeah, you might need to sharpen it up once or twice a day. I know I've worked as a butcher once for, God, 3 months. I was actually pretty good at it. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like real good knives. You know, why would anybody want to have a cheap chunk of junk knife? But hey, everything is a choice. And, well, one of the few things I don't have is a fillet knife for, you know, fish and such. Got a boner, you know, a boning knife, got a paring knife, and got a couple good butcher knives. I believe in them. But yeah. So, a couple of pans, a couple of knives, a few utensils. Because I got, you know, I've got a stainless steel frying, you know, spatula. Or, yeah. Anyway, some of that stuff can be pretty cheap, but good quality stuff is few and far between, hard to get, and expensive. Do I really want to, you know, not have it and have to go buy something else? I don't know. Anyway, that's something I'm going to have to figure out. Like I say, I'm going to have to find a place to actually have somebody ship something once I get there, and I'll have to find me a place to be so I can get it shipped to me. Decisions, choices, decisions. Might be a good reason not to have hair. Otherwise you could be pulling it all out and bald. Just start off bald pretty much. It keeps you from pulling it out yourself. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Gonna try to go over tomorrow morning and get rid of some ham radio gear, and see if I can get rid of a bunch of that tomorrow. See if I can make a little money. We'll see. I don't know. It's a lot of questionable. How much value does it really have? Hell, I even got one radio that was given, you know, straight up. Where's that? This one was literally given to me. And, yeah, little Motorola radio, and it was just given to me. Yeah. I had to go out and buy the charger and the charging stand, the adapter, the power adapter, and then I had to program it. Oh, let me tell you, that was some fun. I think I still have I don't know, I got rid of that computer. There are some programs that aren't designed to work with newer stuff. And I made the mistake of getting rid of my Windows 7 little laptop that had some programming on it for programming radios. I might have pulled a dummy. But it is still out there. It can still be found. And yeah, instructions on how to do it are there. These guys ain't exactly stupid. They know how to do things. I mean, hey, you know, when you consider this kind of stuff, can you see that? Yeah, that's resistors. LED lights, switches, rheostats. Yeah, you understand. When you consider playing with this kind of stuff as a hobby, yeah, you're not. It's something that requires some input and thought. Trying to wire stuff isn't easy. Now, don't get me wrong, they've got some places where they put this on a factory assembly line, but then the robot can do it. But to know what you're doing and not be on an assembly line and have to do one piece from one end to the other requires some effort. You know, it is what it is. And trying to figure all that stuff out and, requires a bit of input. And, working with Raspberry Pis and radios and, building things from components isn't easy. Some days I question my ability at it. But right now, with these eyes the way they are, I don't have much of an option. I can't see them well enough to actually do them anymore. But I want to get my eyes fixed. I want to carry that with me and use it as a hobby, because I don't know about you, but I like fixing things. I like building things. I was a carpenter. I used to build houses. I was an electrician. I built this. It's an antenna tuner. And yeah, it's for connecting and tuning a radio. So yeah, building things, it's kind of a fun hobby. But the older I get and the worse my eyes got, the less I was doing that. But I still enjoy doing it. But right now, it's kind of hard to see it. And that's another reason I want to get my eyes fixed. If I can get it back to where I just can, have a pair of reader glasses, I'd be happy with that. Or just a pair of magnifying glasses. So I can get close enough to read it. Because I don't know about you, but some of these parts are pretty small. And I do mean real small. 1/16 of an inch kind of thing. 1/8 of an inch is big. But they've got some in that ballpark. 1/16 to an 1/8. Pretty dang small. And you're supposed to be able to read those things. And then put them in at the right place. And getting them where they belong while being that small on a board that's full of a bunch of little bitty spots to put stuff isn't easy. But I want to get back to that because I do enjoy doing it. Hell, I've got my soldering irons and such down there for doing just that. Now, some of this stuff is it can be done with a soldering iron, but some of it nowadays is literally getting to that where they do it with a blower that heats everything up, and like a giant hair dryer that heats it up and makes it to where you can melt the solder on that and go. But you got to be careful with it. You got to know what you're doing, and it requires effort. But it also requires being able to see that shit. Nowadays, I can't see the shit. I know. I'm using a bit more explicit language today. Sorry. I don't usually cuss a lot. I work at a hotel, so I'm not supposed to cuss when I'm around customers, so I try to avoid cussing in most cases. Don't get me wrong, I know how to. I'm quite good at it. But I usually try to avoid it. Because, well, it's considered rude to be cussing a lot around guests. You know, especially ones that paid to be somewhere. They didn't pay to hear me cussing. So, yeah, I don't cuss while I'm at work. Don't get me wrong, y'all have heard me say a few words at work that I probably shouldn't have. But I try not to because, well, not proper. Just saying. Anyway, I'm going to try to pack some of that stuff up and get rid of it. But another part of me wants to keep it and ship it over in a bulk buying box. I think that's one of the things I'm going to try to do over the next week. Pack up some stuff that could go into a bulk buying box and come over there to be with me when I get there and actually have my eyes fixed and can do some stuff. But that means I got to have a place here to leave it for a month or a year. You know, probably 3 months at least, if not a year. Because I don't know how fast I'm going to find some place to settle down. You know, and call my little anchor point. Because I really do want to go scooting around the islands and see which ones I like. There was what was his name? Damn. Anyway, I forget his name. He used to ride around on a bus everywhere, and he'd show up and he'd check out the towns from he'd ride from town to town on a bus and see whether he liked the place he got off the bus at. If he did, he'd stay a couple days. If he didn't, he'd be off the next day. But yeah, he finally hauled off and got a motorcycle or a scooter. I don't know what you want to call it. Anyway, he finally got one of those and he started going around, and I ain't heard from him, or I ain't seen much from him here lately on the feeds. Might have to go search and see if I can find him, see how he's doing lately. But yeah, he'd decide whether he liked the place, and well, that's pretty much what I want to do, except I want to spend longer than just one day everywhere. You know, one day is not enough time to find out if you want to fish there or not. You know, you got to spend time on the beach, finding the beach, going to it, checking it out, seeing about another one. I could spend a week in a place and check out several beaches, decide if it's something I want to do. And yeah, so it's one of those things. I don't know. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a blessed weekend. I hope you have a lot of food to enjoy. Again, thank you to my 161 subscribers. This is William from Williams, Philippines. And please hit like, comment, subscribe, notify, all that normal stuff. And thank you for sticking around and watching. I appreciate your time and energy being input. So, later blessings, bye bye. I'm Fish, and Fish is out.